Hey there, about to head out to a movie here on a Friday night in Reno, but given I'm going out to the movies, I wanted to talk about the movie Obsession that just came out and why it's relevant to talk about on this channel, which I talk about a lot of things, but primarily about equity these days. So here's the deal. Made for $750,000, currently grossing as we speak about 150 million bucks, 148 thereabouts, depending on when you're watching this. I'm sure it's going to be much more. The equity structure in this movie is the story. So it's a 26-year-old YouTuber whose channel just rewrote the rules on how to get value and what happened here. So let's look at some of the numbers. Here's the story. So a YouTuber with no film connections whatsoever walked out with a $15 million deal. His name, the creator, Curry Baker. He's a YouTuber, no film school, no studio connections, no nothing. Part two of that, the deal. He shoots Obsession in 20 days for $750,000 with a financier named Capstone Pictures. Part three, the debut. It premieres at the Toronto International Film Festival. Crowd chants his name before the film even starts. Everybody's going nuts. And then part four, the bidding war commences. A24, Neon, and Focus Features all compete for the rights. Part five, the sale. He finally sells it for $15 million before a single ticket is even sold. And that was done to Focus Feature, or the Focus Features company. The result, it opens big, grows 39% in week two, and it's now at 150 million as we currently speak, or as I currently do this. Next thing, so here are the numbers. Everyone's talking about the box office, but nobody is talking about the deal that he made. So the production budget of 750,000, a 20-day shoot, incredibly cheap for any kind of movie these days. So 15 million in pre-ticket sales before opening weekend even. 148 million again as of when I'm talking to you now. I'm sure it's going to be much more. That's worldwide box. And then he did get a competitor offer for 10 million bucks for a film with no script and no cast, but he eventually settled and got 15 million. The box office is the headline. The equity structure is the story as far as I'm concerned. So the lesson, 3 equity moves hidden inside this one film deal. Capstone Pictures, okay? They didn't hire Barker as the director for hire. They partnered with him. It was capital in exchange for ownership of the upside. That's the dynamic equity deal here. Focus Features bought a trajectory. They didn't just buy a movie. They bought into a creator's trajectory, paying him $15 million before a single ticket was sold. And Blumhouse, part of the organization behind this, had the first look equity, which means they took a first look deal on everything Barker does next. It's not a contract. It's an equity position in a human being's output. The result, they blocked a $10 million competitor offer for a film that doesn't yet exist. So, why this matters right now. This isn't a Hollywood story, in my opinion. It's every industry, starting now. This isn't a Hollywood anomaly. This is how smart operators structure every deal across every industry. Your clients are walking into business with expertise, relationships, and proof of concept, just like Barker walked into the Toronto Film Festival. The question isn't, can I get paid for my work? The question is, can I get an equity position in the upside my work creates, like Barker did? Barker's YouTube audience was his proof of concept. What's yours is the question. So, to bring it home here, nobody did the creative work. They just structured the deal right. Capstone, $750K on Barker's ability to create value. They got a piece of the 148 million. Blumhouse, they traded access for a first look. They blocked a $10 million competitor's offer. Neither party did the creative work. They just structured the deal right. That's why the 90-day accelerator that I teach is not only about how to do more work, it's how to structure the deal so your expertise creates equity, not just income. So, 10 things to remember. Number one, if a 26-year-old with a YouTube channel and a $750,000 horror movie can walk into a room and come out with a $50 million deal plus ongoing equity in his future output, what's your excuse for still trading time for money? Number two, Barker didn't negotiate harder. He didn't work longer hours. He structured the deal differently. That's the only thing that separates a paycheck from a portfolio. Third point, Capstone put up 750K. They didn't do the work. They just own the right piece of the right deal. That's what your clients can do for you if you know how to structure it, which I can help you with. A first look deal is just a formal version of what I teach every client in the 90-day accelerator. Get positioned before the upside happens, not after it. The competing studio offered $10 million for a movie that doesn't exist yet. That's what proven expertise commands when it's protected by the right deal structure. You have proven expertise. Does your deal structure reflect that? Points 6 through 10 here. This was Barker's first film. Well, actually, his first one was called Milk and Cereal. It made $800, released for free on YouTube. One proof of concept later, he's worth $10 million before he writes his next word. You already have your proof of concept. You're just not monetizing it correctly. Seventh point, Hollywood has known about equity deals for 100 years. Your industry figured it out last Tuesday. The gap is your opportunity, and it closes fast. Eighth point here, every client you've ever helped make more money because of you. The question is, how much of that upside did you own? That's the only question the 90-day accelerator exists to answer. Blumhouse didn't make Obsession. They just made sure they'd be the first in line when the next one came around. Can you do the same thing with the business you're already working with? Starting this quarter, my guess is yes. The movie was called Obsession. Here's mine. Making sure coaches and consultants who create real value stop leaving the equity on the table. If that's your situation, please let's talk. And so stop leaving the equity on the table. Let's talk about it. My 90-day accelerator will help you do all of it.